Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to Leaders Speak Facebook Live series of Tata Power. We have with us Mr. Ramesh Subramanyam, who is CFO and President, Fuel, Logistics and Land for Tata Power. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, we would like to start by asking you, the COVID-19 lockdown has now gone on for quite some time. How has Tata Power adapted to cope with the changed operating conditions?
Thank you for having me here. So Tata Power, as you know, is clearly one of the essential services that is required for any economy, which is really power generation or distribution. And therefore, unlike many businesses, we have no such luxury to even think about a shutdown or a slowing down. Our plants continue to deliver, our distribution businesses continue to reach power to every consumer, and in fact I would go to the extent of saying we are one of those fortunate people who had the duty to maintain the country along with so many other distribution companies and electricity companies to keep the country going for this lockdown period. And one must remember that providing energy and keeping the economy going was very critical, even for hospitals and essential services. So I think we coped up very well, in my view, in this whole lockdown period.
Thank you, sir. COVID-19 has impacted demand significantly. What do you think are the key issues emerging out of this demand fall?
Well, I think we are looking at right now. Let's summarize this way. Right now we are seeing an immediate impact that is coming from a prolonged lockdown across the country, which means commercial establishments and factories and many offices are completely shut. So we saw a demand fall of 40%. But as the government now removes the restrictions, as we move to normalcy, we will slowly see a new normal, in my view, because many activities will take long to get back to the pre-COVID levels, but certainly we will have a pickup from here. How much that pickup will be compared to the pre-COVID days is something which we will have to watch out for, but certainly it will be lower than normal.
Thanks. So how has COVID-19 impacted Tata Power's divestment plans?
Well, it's very interestingly, we have not stopped during this period. We are completely online throughout this lockdown period. In fact, we completed one of our very successful divestments exactly on the 31st of March, in the middle of the lockdown period. The transaction managers and the lawyers involved in the deal did not know a situation where they will not be able to even sign papers physically. So it was a very unique closing which we did the South Africa asset. And as we speak, we are going through the process for a couple of other things, and it's very interesting. The whole approach has changed, the whole way of working has changed, and it is a new learning for all of us. It's a phenomenal learning. But let me say that there has been quite a lot of economic activity that's going on live, online, and doesn't need really physical meetings. So pretty much on track.
How are we ensuring workforce development, business continuity, and achievement of business future success in the midst of this pandemic?
I think we had a fantastic opportunity to test our business continuity planning during this COVID period, and I think that much of the plans we never thought will be tested like this. For example, yesterday we held the board meeting for annual results. The entire board meeting was online. The entire audit was online. The entire verification was online. We held all the subsidiary meetings online. And it is amazing that 3 months ago, if you had asked me that whether we could have closed our accounts in a complete board meeting to approve the annual results by 19th of May, I would have said, in this situation, no way. But I'm glad that we have found a completely new way of achieving things by digital mode, thanks to IT, and I must say that we are very fortunate as a country that our internet facilities worked throughout the period, and I think we've done overall our business continuity planning is demonstrated in the fact that none of our plants stopped, none of the distribution consumers complained that there was a blackout. All the essential services were on throughout this period. So I don't think we saw any blip. Yes, we would have put back some maintenance activities, etc. for a couple of months, but I think we performed the main role as a service provider to the T.
So how do you plan on mitigating the after effects of COVID-19 on business?
See, we essentially see a couple of risks. One is, of course, the weakening economy means that our customers will not be paying us in time. Okay. Second, our customers are also largely government customers, which means that they are under stress fiscally. We'll have to really, therefore, brace up for managing our working capital better. The other is supply chain, whether it is renewables, raw materials which comes from China and other places, or within the country transportation, we will have supply chain issues. Luckily, coal is considered as an essential commodity, so far we have seen no major disruption in coal. But tomorrow, if coal mines have issues, we will see supply side issues. But by and large, our businesses seem to have we have figured out where the bottleneck is. So our plan, the bigger challenge for us is maintaining cash flows, maintaining liquidity, ensuring we pay our suppliers, and ensuring that we also get paid. So I think our teams are fully geared up in terms of planning all these. And the government is also helping. So it's not that it's us, the government is also actively trying to resolve the issues.
So how will the industry change post-COVID-19 crisis?
I think a lot, because first, we have now understood that a lot of us need not be working in offices to do our jobs. That's the first big learning. Second, I think the whole issue of personal hygiene, health and well-being. I think that the focus on these activities I think it's going to be of a very different level. How we interact with people, how we travel, what precautions we take, what we eat, which all places we frequent. I think it's a completely new paradigm that will come into place after the COVID is over. So therefore, we need to see where that settles down. Right now, probably some of it is knee-jerk reaction. But once we settle down to our normal rhythm, we will come to know what is really life after COVID.
So what do you think are some of the key highlights or key learnings of your team during the lockdown?
There are a lot of learnings. First is we forgot where office timings begin and office timings end. Second, we realized that working online, working digitally has its own sets of issues of not being personally sitting across and sorting out issues. So it's a new learning. Dealing with stakeholders online is very different than dealing with them physically. So whether it's the board members or the auditors or or people involved in the entire process of financial management, you don't meet personally. So phone calls now are getting very critical, because everybody is the only way you reach out to people is phones and VC and apps. So you have to be you have to ensure that your body language and your communication gets through in the same manner as you would do physically. So it's a big challenge, lot of challenges, and timing wise, I think we put in more hours than normal when people thought that probably work from home is very comfortable, but it is not.
Thanks. So any message for our viewers during this lockdown?
No, first message is stay safe. I think if you are in Mumbai, you take extra care. But otherwise, anyhow, first thing is I think we must protect. And second, I think we must do all to help so many of our countrymen who are suffering today. We must do everything to reach out to them. Of course, our company is doing a lot, but I think individuals also, whatever we can do, let's do it, because it's a big crisis that has hit us.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you very much.